What's going on, guys? It's Jimmy here. Welcome to our daily show where we discuss everything going on here in our country that you need to know about here on a daily basis. We got a lot to go over here right now. Congress is warning about a specific app that you should delete if you have it because they're saying it sends information over to China. We'll go over that here in this video and much, much more. Thank you so much for liking and sharing these videos. And if you're new to our channel, please subscribe down below so you don't miss out on new videos. It's completely free to do so. New videos come out here every day at 10 a.m., 3 p.m., and 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'll keep you up to date here with everything. Remember, there's a lot that the mainstream news doesn't cover. That I will cover here with you guys here on a daily basis, and also anything that could put money in your pocket here, we cover here also on this YouTube channel. A lot of mainstream news doesn't cover this stuff here. All right, let's jump right in. Oh, also I want to say here that I will have a trivia question for you guys here in this video, and you could win money directly from me. Yeah, so we're giving away cash, thousands of dollars here we've been giving away. And I will be giving you a trivia question here in this video as well. If you can guess the answer to it, you could win money directly from me. So make sure to watch this video all the way to the end, and you could win money directly from me. All right, let's jump right in. Okay, first up, multiple different congressmen now saying that U.S. users should delete the TikTok app. And this comes amid multiple warnings. Remember that a couple years ago, former President Donald Trump was tasked with the decision whether or not to bar it from the U.S. completely. And at the last minute, he decided to let it stay. Let it stay. But now a lot of congressmen saying that U.S. users should delete it. Congress also considering the Senate just passed a bill to ban TikTok on all U.S. government-issued devices here a few days ago. So this is how serious the government is taking this app, because they say it sends information over to China. It is Chinese owned. So this is how serious they take this here. Representative Mike Gallagher, Republican from Wisconsin, a former U.S. Marine, and Representative Mike Rogers from Alabama, a ranking member of the House Armed Services Committee, on Sunday said U.S. users should delete the social media app TikTok, owned by the China-based parent company ByteDance, over concern about its ties to the Chinese Communist Party, CCP. Saying, quote, I recognize, particularly as younger members of Congress, this will make me very unpopular with your teenagers and many others. Here's what the director of the CIA had to say. Take a listen.
Well, when we think about national security threats, the first thing to come to mind probably isn't a phone app, but the head of the CIA is worried about just that with the app TikTok.
I mean, I think it's a genuine concern, I think, for the U.S. government, in the sense that because the parent company of TikTok is a Chinese company, the Chinese government is able to, insist upon extracting the private data of a lot of TikTok users in this country, and also to shape the content of what goes on to TikTok as well to suit the interests of the Chinese leadership. I think those are real challenges.
Burns calls it, quote, troubling, and warns families to be, quote, really careful, in his words, when it comes to kids using TikTok. Nearly 20 states now ban TikTok on their government devices or networks. Virginia, Montana, Idaho, and Wyoming are among the latest. And right here in Washington, the Senate this week passed the same kind of ban for federal devices. But it's not clear if the House will do anything. The U.S. military, State Department, and Homeland Security are all limiting TikTok. So what about the rest of us? Tech reporter Stephanie Humphrey joins us now. All right, so Stephanie, why are these officials and tech security experts saying we need to get TikTok off our phones and tablets?
Well, I think the main reason, thank you so much for having me, by the way. I think the main reason is because TikTok's parent company, ByteDance, is a Chinese company. They're based in Singapore currently, and they do have to comply with the Chinese government's request for personal data. If the Chinese government was to make that request, they would be compelled to comply with that. So the idea that federal employees or government employees in general could have TikTok on their work phones and have information on those phones be compromised is a valid concern, I think, for people in this country.
It's one thing, though, if it's a government employee, right, and it's on their work phone. But what about a teenager who's putting up funny videos, right, of dancing or, whatever the case may be? Why should they worry about what the Chinese government could see on their phones?
I think the worry is probably a little less for sort of the average consumer that might be using TikTok currently. I think the main concern in that instance is the way that the algorithm works and the fact that the government could have some sort of control over what people actually see on the app. So the idea that some content might be censored, but also that misinformation might get promoted, especially to younger people who don't have a good sense of digital literacy or who may not have a better sense of digital literacy, could be susceptible to manipulation with the content that they see.
All right, so here's how TikTok responds. Quote, "We are disappointed that so many states are jumping on the bandwagon to enact policies based on unfounded, politically charged falsehoods about TikTok. It's unfortunate that the many state agencies, offices, and universities on TikTok in those states will no longer be able to use it to build communities and connect with constituents." Do you see TikTok being able to overcome doubts about safety?
Yeah, because I think every other social media platform has done the same thing. I think with the amount of people on the platform right now, we're close to about 1 billion users worldwide on TikTok, and with the amount of creators that are making a living on this platform and connecting and being educated on this platform, I think it's going to be very, very difficult to convince people that the security risk is high enough that they shouldn't be on it.
Minimum wage will be going up based on inflation in multiple different states. Here's the details on this. Americans have seen their purchasing power decrease in the face of rising prices, but those making minimum wage in at least 12 states are set to receive an hourly wage boost tied to inflation. Nationwide, 16 states have laws that increase the minimum wage based on inflation, according to the National Conference of State Legislatures, NCSL. In 4 of those states, Connecticut, Florida, Missouri, and Oregon, the indexed increases have not taken effect, but are set to do so over the next few years. The 16 states cited by the NCSL are Alaska, Arizona, California, Colorado, Connecticut, Florida, Maine, Minnesota, Missouri, Montana, New Jersey, Ohio, Oregon, South Dakota, Vermont, and Washington. Voters in Nevada recently passed an amendment that will remove the annual inflation adjustments. Wow. Interesting. So voters in Nevada don't want minimum wage to go up. They want it to remain low, apparently. In Washington, which has the highest, the state of Washington, I believe, which has the highest minimum wage in the country, workers will earn $15.74 an hour starting in January 2023, an 8.7% increase from this year. That's the same as the Social Security raise, actually, 8.7% increase. Remember that inflation is now down to 7.1%. So that's a pretty good increase. That's a pretty good increase, 8.7%. Minimum, so yeah, 15.74 an hour. That's pretty good for minimum wage. That's the highest in the country. It's the highest in the country for minimum wage. Minimum wage workers in Ohio, which was one of the first states to approve annual increases tied to the Consumer Price Index, also known as the CPI, will see wages increase to $10.10 an hour for non-tipped employees and $5.05 an hour for tipped employees next year. 10 an hour for non-tipped employees and 5.05 for tipped employees next year. By the way, let me know, we'll get to some few more states here in a second. Let me know what your first job was, how much money you made. And I remember my first job was $4.25 an hour. $4.25 an hour. I also remember I was a server one time. I worked as a server at a restaurant, and I earned $2.13 an hour. And sometimes if they didn't tip well or didn't tip at all, sometimes you know how some people are. Yeah, you didn't earn very much. Yeah, so let me know how much you earned at your first job down below in the comments. Yeah, this will be interesting. I will be interested to read through these comments. So please comment down below in the comments section, and it'll be interesting for you to read too as well. Other states like Maryland, Illinois, and Delaware, which are all phasing in $15 an hour minimum wage laws, have scheduled increases that are not tied to inflation. By the way, $15 an hour, $15 an hour times 40 is about $600 a week before taxes, times 52 weeks is about $31,200 a year. That's minimum wage, because we have multiple different states here that are all phasing in or have $15 an hour minimum wage. Here. So $31,000 a year. You can see here on Google that if we go to average salary per year right now, average salary in the U.S., if a person works 52 weeks a year, is $55,000 a year. So again, this is the minimum wage. If your state is at $15 an hour minimum wage, that's at a place that pays minimum wage. Remember, minimum wage is not a job that everybody would stay at their whole lives. But the average salary in the U.S. is $55,000. But if you work at a minimum wage job, you can get $31,000 a year at states that are at $15 an hour. Yeah. So some cities like Minneapolis have also adjusted hourly wages to account for rising prices. But workers in 20 states, the federal minimum wage of $7.25 will remain the floor. It's a rate that hasn't been increased since 2009. Democrats tried to raise it, but Republicans didn't want to raise it. But honestly, I don't think there's very many places that are able to hire for $7.25. I don't think anybody's really, or very few people are actually working for $7.25 an hour when you could just go down the street and work somewhere else for more. I don't know if many people are actually working for that anywhere. I mean, Walmarts around the world or around the U.S. are hiring for $15 an hour. I mean, it varies by the state, or at least $10 plus an hour. I mean, again, each state is different. Each state is different. If workers today earn the same value as minimum wage in 1968, Zipperer found they would make $12.12 an hour, a 67% increase from the current rate. And this is really because wages, since the pandemic especially, haven't been able to keep up with inflation. Here's Wharton professor Jeremy Siegel with some of this. Take a listen to what he has to say here.
Well, we closed below 3,900 yesterday, and we're below it again today, 38.47. Here with his take, professor at the Wharton School of Finance, Jeremy Siegel, joins us now. It's great to see you and to have you, Professor Siegel. I know you've been really fired up lately about the Federal Reserve. So now we had this meeting. We got the message from the Fed and, frankly, the ECB that they have a lot more work to do, and the market doesn't appear to like it. What's your take?
Sarah, I think the Fed is making a terrible mistake. Their plan, their dot plot is way too tight. Inflation is basically over. Despite the way Chairman Powell characterizes it, and we could go into that if you want. I say over 90% is over. And with the bulk of monetary policy, as he himself admits, is yet to be felt, I see no reason to go any higher than we are now. In fact, I wouldn't have gone as high, but it's a done deal, certainly what happened earlier this week. But the talk of going higher and staying high through 2023, I think, would guarantee a very steep recession.
So first, I just want to say I do always listen to you, especially on inflation, because you were very early and very out front on the fact that we have an inflation problem in this country, and the Fed was very late on this fact. So I pay attention when you say inflation is over, but I don't see that in the data. If you look at what's happening with services prices, if you look at what's happening with wages, if you look at food, I get rent is a lagging thing, so we can put that aside. But where's the evidence that inflation is over?
Okay, and you mentioned rent, and in fact, I think Zillow came out with a headline today saying the biggest drop in rent since in the last month that they just recorded in their history. And of course, we know in the government statistics, we still have a big jump and will for another 6 to 8 months. Powell has admitted it, that prices are going down. We won't see it. But let's talk about wages, because that's really important. He fears wages as an inflationary force. Well, first of all, wages since the pandemic have not matched the increase in prices. The real worker wages have gone down. It's hard for me to see they're pushing inflation up when they don't even match inflation. You know, Sarah, over time, over the post-war period, wages have gone up 2% on average above inflation. Since the pandemic began, we should be 5% higher instead of lower. Secondly, Chairman Powell mentioned in his news conference about a structural shift. People are not working as they did now, and that could, really change the nature of the labor force. It is not the Fed's job to suppress the economy because there is a structural supply shift. They take care of aggregate demand, not shifts in supply. I mean, Chairman Powell was very clear when he misrepresented the inflation we had a year and a half ago as being supply-induced and say, we're not going to act against supply-induced inflation. Well, if people don't want to work, then firms have to offer higher wages in order to induce them to work.
Okay, next up here is our trivia question. We're giving away thousands of dollars here to our viewers. We've been doing this for a while here. We did this for we're doing this for Christmas. We did this for Thanksgiving. We did this for Halloween. We've done this in the past for years, actually. And so the way it works here is if you can guess the answer to this trivia question, if you know this, or if you just want to take a guess, you could win money directly from me. We're giving away $50 per winner. The way it works here, if you guess correctly, you'll be entered into the pool of people who guessed correctly. And from there, we have a random comment picker that will pick a few people here per video to win to be the winners. And yeah, that's the way it works here. All you have to do to guess or to enter, is completely free to do so, is just leave a comment down below with whatever your guess is. And yeah, we're doing this pretty much every day up until Christmas, and we'll continue probably doing this here after the New Year's as well. So if you haven't yet, make sure to subscribe down below to our YouTube channel. It's completely free to do so. Click the bell icon so you don't miss out on any new videos. New videos come out here every day at 10 a.m., 3 p.m., and 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every day. So today's trivia question is, In the movie the Santa Claus, how many years had Judy worked on her hot chocolate recipe? In the movie The Santa Claus, how many years had Judy worked on her hot chocolate recipe? This honestly sounds like something I need to try. So maybe I'll have my wife make me some hot chocolate, and I'll try to, figuratively compare them and see how they taste. Let me know. Do you have any famous Christmas recipes or any famous things you make for Christmas? Please comment down below and let us know in the comment section. Any famous recipes? Yeah. So yeah, let me know your thoughts here in the comments. I'll keep you up to date here with everything going on here in our country on a daily basis. We're going to be announcing some winners. We've already picked some winners. We're going to be picking another batch here. Doing the comment generator and sending out. You'll know you're a winner because I will heart your comment. Only the owner of a YouTube channel can heart your comment, just so you know that. So I will heart your comment and tell you you're a winner. Remember, I heart people's comments too sometimes just to say, hey, I like your comments, or, that was a nice comment. Remember, I can't read through all the comments every day. We're busy for the holidays and doing 3 videos a day. But to tell you you're a winner, I'll heart your comment and say you're a winner. Also know it'll come from It's Jimmy only. Make sure there's no scammers in the comments telling you. I don't have any phone numbers for you to call or to text. If you see anybody saying contact me on a phone number or a text message, it's a scam. It's a scam. I don't have any phone numbers to call. I don't have time to talk to thousands of people on the phone. So just be aware of that. But that's how I will contact you. Also, I'll announce your name here in the next couple videos. I'm going to do, I'm going to tell people here that I'm going to announce some of the winners here on a video. But yeah, so that's kind of how it works. And I'm sending out money via PayPal and Venmo and gift cards, those kind of things here. So I'm giving you money. If they're asking you for money, it's a scam. Just be aware of that. So I'll keep you up to date here. Thanks for liking and sharing these videos. You can click here to watch my my next video next. And here is my newest video on Social Security, a big update on something going on here right now. So click on one of those videos next. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next video.